thought you might like to watch some of the chassis stripped down. Let's get those very badly soldered speaker wires out of the way. That's appalling work that is. Oh dear, oh dear. Someone's just tacked that on, I think, while they were working on it and forgot to put it back on properly. Let's get that out of harm's way. Soldering all back off. So I've just undone the screws from the tuning capacitor. So remember that one of these screws is shorter than all the others, so if you get that wrong then you'll find you won't be able to turn the tuning capacitor around. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, screw loose. Find it. So I'm just going to pop them back together, so as I know I've got to have the washer on. Bit of a major strip down this, as I say, it's not got the best day for spraying either. Although I think it might be actual. I'll have to see if I can dig that out in a minute. Not sure whether I've got a spray can of that or whether it's paint on with a paintbrush. So that's a tuning cap disconnected. Volume control disconnected. Switch, again that's going to need a real good clean up. I've got, I don't know if anyone else has got one of these that can have a look perhaps. I've got this little metal plate in here. Now I've got some older R200s. In fact I've actually got one here I'll quickly show you. Let's say there's nothing down in this corner on this one, but there is here. So I'm not sure what that is. I think somebody's actually added that, but I might be wrong. It might be factory. It just doesn't look it really. Yeah, it doesn't look it. It's just got a single screw up here. Doesn't look right. Doesn't look right at all. So anybody got any ideas on that, let me know. It may be correct. So I did put some new grommets in here. One of the things you have to do with these, if you don't, then it don't work properly. You'll ruin your tuning scale. That's that out of the way. That's attached to the circuit board. The switch, the main switch. I'm going to need to pop the antenna off. I'll do that last. So we've got a little tiny screw in there. Excellent one. Let's see if I can get that out. That one or that one? I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there. No. Long snipe nose pliers it is. That's nice of him to put that in there, isn't it? Let's get something with a bit more leverage. There it goes. Now it's fighting all the way again. Why does Radius put up such a fight? There's no need. gonna have to get myself one of them little sets of box spanners. I think I used to have one years ago when I was a service engineer, but when you advance up through the ranks, you lose your toolkit, unfortunately. You can't even get it in there, look. Yeah, they've just put them so close that you can't actually get a normal socket on them. Oh well, pliers it is. I don't like using pliers on nuts really. Tends to round them off. At least you don't actually have to take all the way out, just loosen them. There we go. Okay, something else is holding it on. Volume control, okay. Sorry, not the volume control, the tuning switch. I don't really want to desolder that if I can help it. It's not the best connections as it is. Right, let's get the ferrite out of the way. Just on 2 grommets again, pushed into sorts. I think this is Paxolin, this old material. There we are, one Roberts R200 out of its chassis. Didn't take long really, but as I say, I've got to sort this out now. As you can see, there's quite a bit of rust on it. There's rust down here where the battery's leaked. Some rust up in the corners. It's also a little bit twisted, I noticed. So I'm going to need to twist that back a bit. So I've got to mask up these bits of Paxolin because they're riveted on. I can't get them out of the way. So last time I just masked that up and sprayed around it. So I'm going to get busy with the wire brush, get all this off, and get some process of investigating the broken wood on this back panel of the R200. So I've carefully peeled back the Rexine there. I need to really get this bit up as well. Very careful because I don't want to tear this stuff really. It's pretty crispy and old. Scary, scary stuff. I think yeah, so basically this piece of timber's come unglued from the hardboard backing, and it's come unglued in the corners as well. So I reckon I've got enough room to get in there with some glue now. Yeah. Okay, let's go and get some PVA wood glue, and I'm going to stick that back together. If you want a closer view of that, let's just get you in a bit closer. So it's always useful info to see what's inside these things. I wish I could have seen it before I had a go. So yeah, there's just a little, it's like a hardboard back piece, and there's this little bit of timber. Let's say that's what the hinge joins to, and mine is had it. So it all needs clamping and gluing back together. So I'm going to do that off camera, and that'll set overnight and be ready for reassembly tomorrow. Okay, that's the back piece glued up. It was actually it was split in half as well, so somebody's put screws in which has pushed the timber apart, so I've had to glue it that way as well, but hopefully that should come back nice. I just had a quick test spray as well of foam cleaner, and as you can see there's a lot of grime on that. So that will eventually come back. Okay, I'm going to try and get that. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you can. I'm going to do a sort of dial plate before and after polishing, really, so you can see quite clearly the outline of the old fascia around there where it's scratched. I've washed this off now, but yeah, where you see like a lighter colour, that's yeah, you can see it quite clearly there. Look. So the idea is to get that uniform all over, and it looks like I'm going to have to polish it back as well because there's some marks on that. I don't know really why, because that should never really come out, but there we go. I'm just going to go through the polishing sequence now with the different polishes and see if we can get this nice. I can see that, but that cast is totally all gone now. There is some sort of deeper scratches which I've made inroads into, but that's really around the control knob area. But to be honest, that's come out pretty good. And the scratching in behind was where the dial pointer had been adjusted badly. Basically those grommets had gone, it lifted the dial pointer up and it was just scraping along the inside of the perspex. So there you are, that one's all ready to go back. Right, the R200 paintwork has dried. I've only just given it a single coat of like a hammered finish metallic paint. Sort of, it's not hammerite, but something very similar to that. So I'm just going to bend a couple bits back together and I can get it all bolted back on. But yeah, that certainly is an improvement on what it was. It was rusted to pieces, all rusted in here. As I say, I've wire brushed all this first and used a little grinding wheel as well to get into the little nooks and crannies. As you can see, that ain't going to rust again. I've used that paint is actually rust proofer as well, so good job done. So I've got to find all my bits now and start thinking about putting it back together. Let's get my bits here. As I say, this has been sorted, this radio now. I've not done an alignment on it. I may have a go at the alignment on this one. These aren't too difficult to do. Don't need anything too fancy. I need to bend that tab back first. Right, there we are. I've cleaned the board off now. Got all the flux and everything off of it with the flux cleaner. Then I've used some isopropyl to squirt that off and some air to dry it off after. It dries on its own, but just a bit quicker if you use a bit of air. I put some contact cleaner on that switch and also in the volume control. A little bit to help lubricate the spindle on that one, really. It's difficult to get inside these things. I have taken them apart before, but no need to worry on that because that one's fine. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, which way round am I? Volume control goes in there. Just going to pop the screw back on that one. Just hold it roughly in place. Now remember the tuning capacitor, one of the screws is shorter than the others. That's the top screw, which is that one. So I've got that one tacked back in. Let's get this aerial put back on because it's wavering about a little bit too much now. It's got a little coil on this one for car aerial as well to transfer the car aerial in, which is there. That's what these two wires here are connected to. So you could leave that off, I suppose, but let's keep it authentic. Just push that back on the grommets. There we are, that's safe. So you want to trap that wire there underneath the tuning capacitor. I always do that whenever I try to use that. Can't be good old fingers, really. It's not going to play, is it? Yes, that's tricky. I've done these many times before, but well, not many times. I certainly had one of my R200s apart like this. There we go. And the last one on the tuning capacitor. Still don't know whether that little bit of metal plate should be there or not. Go and have a look. I've got 2 or 3 of these, but I don't think I've got one of these newer ones. I think most of mine are the first or second versions. This is the 3rd version. Just got different boards in the 3 different versions. Well, not different boards as such, different tuning cams. On. Yeah. There we are. Putting back these tiny, impossible to get to little screws, hexagon headed. It's like, I suppose I should have changed them for Phillips head screws really, but end of the day, it needs to be right, doesn't it? There we go. Looking good so far. Let's tighten up the tuning capacitor. Don't like those wires right by it really. Let's see if I can get them out through there. Yeah, they need to come out through there really. Don't think. What a fiddle. Yeah, I need to loosen that board off again. Basically these wires here, that's what I'm fighting with. If you can see there, these three wires here need to be coming out in there. So at the moment they're the wrong side of the tuning capacitor, so I'll get them over there. Go on. There we go. There we are. 3. A bit. Something there, just tweaking up the nuts on the tuning capacitor a bit. I've still got spray paint on my fingers from yesterday. Look, I've actually got spray paint on my glasses as well. You know, all hazards of the hobby, really. Let's get me some decent pliers as well. These are pretty rubbish. Not that they want to be too hammered up, otherwise you crack the board. So there. And now that pulls up through the hole nicely. Right, I'm just going to tighten these 3 up. Then what we'll do next is get the top panel on. Got all that cleaned up and ready to go in. Then we'll give her another test. Right, I'm just putting the top plate back on. Let's be really careful with this because I don't want to scratch the paint finish on it. I've not gone mad with this face because it does look quite nice. A bit of discolouring, a bit of age wear on it. I could have gone mad with the foam cleaner, but I decided to just use some soapy water in the end. You see this, it looks like someone's tried to lacquer it at some stage. So that's my glass for it. So that looks nice and antique-y, I think. See that? There we go. So next I've got to get these knobs sorted. So these are going to go in some other stuff. I've got some other ones here which I've taken off of the R200. These are all the same knobs, to be honest. Okay, I've just took the clamps off of the back panel now. So that's all good as new. In fact, it's probably stronger than new actually. So I'm just going to start cleaning up the green Rexine on this. I've got a broken handle on it, so I'm just in the process of taking off the lovely captive washers. Cut one. I thought they were let's just better put that back in the right order. I thought they were actually soldered in these, but see, RT1 where they're soldered, I believe, to make sure we keep the bits here, because we're going to need to fix them on the new ones somehow. Well, new, I haven't got a handle for it yet, to be honest, so it's going to delay things, no doubt. Another radio that won't be off the workbench for ages. Come on, up you come. That's better. Yeah, so I've got some shoe cream that's hopefully going to match the colour on this. Again, on order. So we'll see what that's like when it comes. In the meantime, I'm just going to give it a going over with my foam cleaner. It's back on there. Yeah, it's a shame that. So if anyone knows where they can get these remanufactured, let me know. I've got dozens with knackered handles.